What's up, everybody? It's your boy Antoine Campbell. Welcome back to the Virtual Wholesale and Real Estate Podcast with Antoine Campbell. This episode is going to be a really amazing episode. I took a little time off in December and sometime in January. Literally, I'm recording this the 14th of January. And honestly, today is the first day of my new year, to be honest with you, full transparency. I feel like it's not about going in a direction 100 miles an hour. It's about going in the right direction at whatever speed that makes sense. Because you could be going 100 miles an hour and literally there's a state trooper hiding in the bush. And if you're going 100 miles an hour, you got alcohol in your breath, the tags ain't right, guess what? You're going to jail. So that's the same thing with life. You can be speeding through something and not have all the resources, the answers, and everything you need to get to where you want to be. And by the time you come across a conflict or a situation, you're starting off at zero or in trouble or you're starting over. So one of the biggest things I want to tell you guys, slow it down a little bit. Really think out your strategy and strategize in your strategy. Today, I want to be talking about the future of real estate beyond traditional wholesale. There's a lot of changes that's really taking place, and I don't really see my counterparts speaking on it in magnitudes that I think they should. And the reason is they make money off affiliate links and they make money off of promoting their products and services, and no one really taking the time to adjust what's going on from the last 12 to 24 months with marketing, right? And I think traditional wholesaling, the text message marketing, the cold calling is going to be altered severely in the next 36 months. Some of that stuff is going to be beyond obsolete based on what the phone carriers are doing, what legislations is doing, and what you need to be well aware of. One of the things I'm encouraging all of the people I consult with, if you need a coach, a consultant, or someone to come in and set up a business from A to Z, head over to my website, co929.com, book a call, and see what we can do to work with you. We help hundreds of people over the years get their business off the ground. But one of the things I tell the people I train and coach with is that, hey, listen, you always got to keep your ears to the street and know exactly what's happening. Like I was telling people at the beginning of 2023, get ready for text message marketing to take a really big hit because they're going to be tracking who and what can send text messages to people. And people laughed at me and they thought that I was just making things up. And the thing about me is I'm very intuitive of what's going on to my surroundings. I don't care what industry I work in or what niche. You got to follow the decision makers. You got to follow the people. You got to follow the plug. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be caught with your pants down, right? Now, text message marketing has its place. It just doesn't have its place in cold lead generation anymore. I personally don't think. From a compliance standpoint and a legal standpoint, you got to understand, I have a lot of intel. I run a marketing agency as well, and I have other friends that run ads for all types of niches and industries. And the one niche that stood out to me, honestly, is the legal niche, the lawyer niche. This niche is blowing out of control. These are lawyers that are looking for people that's not compliant with their list. So these are people that actually go around and sue you if you're calling a do not call list. If you're intruding on people's privacy because you're using non-opt-in data. So I really want to touch on the importance of getting used and getting the habit of buying opt-in data. The way you can buy opt-in data is literally set up campaigns on platforms such as Google, Bing, Facebook, TikTok, any paid platform that own their data and you exchange money in order to get people to opt into your list. It's going to be a compliant way to do business these days. So my biggest thing I'm telling my clients is look into Facebook ads. It's the easiest lowest hanging fruit to get into producing 2 to 6 leads a day consistently without the need of a virtual assistant. And it's predictable and it's scalable. Most people struggle with this business because they can't get leads consistently every single day. You know, it's one thing to get a lead every other day, It's another thing to get consistent leads every single day where you get opportunities after opportunities to close people over and over again, to have conversations with people. Think about this. If I give you 7 opportunities a week to make an offer, how many contracts would you get? Right? But if I get you 7 days a week times 5 people is 35, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I give you 35 opportunities, how many contracts do you think you'll get? Do you think your contract ratio will increase or decrease? Because you got to understand, the more opportunities you have with people, the more likely you're going to do more of whatever you're trying to accomplish. So I think that most people got a tradition to having a legitimate business, having a great website, having great SEO presence. Another thing, creating relationships with people, key players that goes into people maybe interested in selling their house. So becoming a traditional marketer, I guarantee you by the end of the decade, in the next 6 years, you're going to have to, if you're going to be a real estate entrepreneur, you're going to have to convert over to becoming a traditional marketer. What I mean by that is pulling lists of title companies, of insurance companies, of lawyers, bankruptcy attorneys, estate attorneys, and then reaching out to these people and then creating relationships. And I think in the real estate niche, I think people that build referral programs, uh, partnership programs, affiliate programs are going to get ahead of this whole lead generation drama that's on the horizon. You have things like AI that's going to become oversaturated. People trying to use bots to book appointments. I mean, that's okay, but what it's going to boil down to is relationship capital. Who has the most quality relationships? Who is the most dependable? Who is the most trustworthy? And that's what there's going to go. See, every day, every week, there's a bunch of new wholesalers coming into the market that's watering down what we do, right? They can't fulfill things. They don't know their numbers. They're confused. They're ghosting people. People are losing house in foreclosure because they don't know what they're doing. So when you position yourself as the expert, the go-to person in your market, you're literally going to get a lot of word of mouth business, but you got to create the credibility. Then what's going to happen is going to boil down to you're going to have to dedicate time to go to legitimate meetings. I'm not talking about your guru events that hype you up and then make you go to the back of the room for a $10,000 coaching program. I'm talking about meetings where title companies go to meet about technology. I'm talking about meetings where people go to lend money, right? So finding your cash buyers and finding your hard money lenders. I'm talking about meetings where foreclosure attorneys go to meet. I'm talking about meetings where homeowner association people go to meet. And your job is to let them know that you are a solution provider and you can get deals done and buy deals discreetly, off market, and out the way. So if I own a real estate portfolio and I need to liquidate or sell 15 houses, sometimes I don't want that to be publicized. So I would prefer to go to someone like myself that can get these sold as quickly as possible without them being on the MLS. So your pitch could be to a person that owns real estate. Do you really want everybody to know you're trying to sell? Maybe your tenants stop paying. Maybe your competition will get a little more aggressive to lower their rents or whatever the case may be. So you got to position yourself as the expert. And then you got to put out content, right? You got to put out newsletters. And then you got to host events. So I think every real estate entrepreneur should have their own Facebook group. They should have their own meetup page. They should have their own meetup.com account. They should have their own email list. And you should be keeping your community updated in what you're doing, right? Whether you're closing transactions, you're looking for lenders, you create relationships with other vendors, you get discount codes to things. Let's say, for example, you do flips and flips yourself, and you got a 35% off discount code to Sherman Williams. You might want to share that to your community to provide value. So you want to be that person that's providing value to your market so people can bring you deals, right? And that's a long-term strategy. Most people get into this business thinking they're going to do a deal next week, next month, not understanding that it's all about laying down a foundation. How could you build a building that's 90 stories tall when you don't even want to go, 8 stories into the ground to set down and anchor your foundation? So all of this stuff is foundation-based principles I'm teaching to you. So by the end of the decade, you can crush it in your real estate business. Um, like I said, you got to start getting a little creative, looking at other alternative ways to liquidate deals, create partnerships with people, understanding buying notes and collateral, and seeing it from everybody's perspective if you really want to be successful. And the only way to be successful, guys, is to know what's going on in today's market. So my point I'm making for this whole synopsis is you need to focus on opt-in data, right? Deal machine, uh, and I'm just being very transparent because to the people I know and love and trust, I always try to give you guys good information. Deal machine has literally dropped the first domino into making skip tracing basically free. Um, and I'm not saying free because there's a monthly subscription to go with the software you use, but the fact that a lot of people over the years, and that's one of the main reasons why I stopped doing skip tracing at like 15 cents a record, because I felt like that was just highway robbery, is because you have some guys that get together, they're smart, they create this API key, this beautiful software, they get all this data one time, and then they turn around and package it up and then make it seem like they're looking again and searching and matching you with the list, not knowing that you're just using a database. And they sell them to everybody over and over and over again. Now, there's no shade to them. I mean, it worked, but I don't see them that model working for them. I think a lot of the skip tracing companies is finished as we know it unless what they're going to switch over to, and this is my projecting, and I want you guys to be the first one to say, Antoine Campbell said that out of his mouth. Everybody's going to switch over to a flat rate plan, a monthly plan to have access to numbers. So you right now it's between $99 and $200. You probably have access to like 100,000 numbers or whatever the case may be. But know as you get more players involved in this, that monthly subscription fee is going to get lower and lower and lower. It's just like the skip tracing. It started off at 50 cents, and then went to 35 cents, then 25 cents, 15 cents, 11 cents, 8 cents, 6 cents, 3 cents. So the point I'm making, everything has a race to the bottom. Look at when flat screen plasma televisions came out. To get a 40-inch TV, when I was growing up, you had to spend like $2,500. And that was just for like a 40, maybe 50 inch if you go to a big screen store. But the point I'm making to you, now you can go get a 75-inch TV from Walmart for like $300, $400. So everything becomes so valuable when it's first new. And then the market ultimately corrects it and it becomes a race to the bottom. So the future of skip tracing is going to be, I feel like, subscription based, because a lot of people are just going to use opt-in data. So opt-in data, if you run a PPC or Facebook ads, you're going to get their numbers anyway. So it's not like you're going to be looking for the numbers. And then you're going to be able to just compare and match data. PropStream was one of the first platforms that allowed you to bring third-party data in and compare and match it to their warehouse of data. So if you're pulling specialized lists like driving for dollars list or lists you pull from code violations or whatever you got the list from, you can then put it into a PropStream or a dealer machine or whatever the case may be, and then matches it, give you back their number, and now your VAs can call. Or most likely you're going to be able to use Google AdWords, and you're going to be able to retarget these people using Google Ads and get them that way. So there's going to be a bunch of ways you're going to be able to produce leads. What's really going to happen is it's a correction happening now in the real estate market where the people with limited to no budget will be wiped out. Like they won't be able to compete. And the people that have the A-match cards, the people that okay with spending $100 a day in ads or whatever the case may be, they're going to be the people that prosper in the next 5 to 6 years with this whole opt-in data stuff. So you got to ask yourself, as I get money and I do deals, I need to start to create a budget and reinvest back into my operations. There's no more do a deal for 30 G's, spend the money, hustle for 2 weeks, do another deal for 20 G's, spend the money. Them days are over with. Every dollar has to be accounted for. Maybe put yourself on a salary. Say, ask yourself, Add all your personal bills up. Say, how much does it cost for me to live? Right? And when you do that, you're going to be good to go. If it costs you 8 grand a month, then you know for a fact that I need to make at least 20 grand a month. Pay myself a 10 grand a month salary, put some money up for taxes, put some money up for savings, do it like that. But that's all I got for today. I think today episode is very powerful. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and just share this out to your community or whoever you think that this is value to. If you're listening to Spotify, iTunes, or whatever the platforms you're listening to, do me a favor and tag me um, on my Instagram stories at CO929. And I got something special for you. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but just tag me. Let me know what episode podcast you're listening to and just give some feedback. That'll be greatly appreciated. If you're looking for someone to work with, to help you get off the ground or take your business to the next level, head over to my website, CEO929.com. It's in the show notes. I guarantee you, you won't be disappointed. 2024 is the year of correction and the year of miracles. And this is the year that you can be what you want to be, who you want to be, and do it at lightning speeds because of technology. If you're not taking advantage of information, you shouldn't be mad at nobody but yourself. Until the next episode, it's your boy Antoine Campbell. Follow me on Instagram at CO929 and do me a favor and go over to my YouTube channel if you're not watching on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can just type in Antoine Campbell, my YouTube channel will pop right up. See you on the next podcast.